you're the first back. If you're just tuning in, this is part 2. I was doing a Celtic here for you, something about you and your situation. And we got a little bit interrupted here. Mercury retrograde is well on the way. And I've been having multi-parts to my lives. I'm so sorry about that. Please hang in there. And if you're seeing this, please watch part 1 first. This has actually been a really great message so far. So I'm really excited to see what happens next. So please don't miss the beginning. You'll be missing a good thing. All right? It's for you. If you found this one, part 1 is for you. Okay? All right. So we're going to get in to the continuation. Like I was saying, sometimes it's not you that's being blocked because you have to deal with karma or because you have to make a decision with the Hanged Man. Perhaps sometimes it's somebody that you are dealing with that is being blocked from stopping something with you, from moving forward on a fiery situation or an ending with you. And Spirit is like, search your heart before you let them go. Search your feelings. Is this the right course of action? Is this going to affect you in a good way or a bad way? And so Spirit's like, I need you to really think about that. Either that's you or this other person. Now, if you're dealing with someone, the person that you are dealing with is a Pisces, because we have the Hanged Man. Okay? So you could definitely be dealing with a Pisces. And for a cross watcher, you are dealing with a fire sign, most likely a Sagittarius. Fire, fire, fire. Okay? And it could be a Capricorn, Saggy, Cusper because of the Wheel of Fortune. So we're going to leave that open to interpretation. Anyways, you figure out what side of the fence you're on, guys. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what the future could bring. This is going to be the near future. What are you going to be dealing with soon in all of this Hanged Man energy? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it helpful? Are you going to be able to move on with your desire, with your dream, with your vision? A lot of you guys have a vision of something you are in the midst of manifesting, and the universe does support you. But what is the next thing on the to-do list? We have the 6 of water. So you might be reconciling. Could be a Cancerian. 6 of Cups is, are we going to reconcile? Is there going to be peace made? Harmony, balance restored? Are we going to have a nice, good, peaceful reunion and a coming together? Yeah, I believe so. I believe in the future that is a yes. This is about the past. And I will say in the future, the past is going to come up. Are you ready to let some of the past emotions, childhood traumas, whatever, come up? Because in the future, the past is going to be brought up. Now, this is about nostalgia, sweet memories. Ooh, an old flame. Yearning for the security of the old days. Someone is going to be triggered to remember the past so they can enjoy warm memories. But they must recognize that they are ephemeral. Emotion can color my recall and distort my understanding of what is going to be happening now. I acknowledge and I heal old wounds. I can experience security today. There is no need to return to the illusion of a golden era of yore, because I can begin co-creating a better reality right now. This is about authentic healing, and joyfulness will be yours if you stop rekindling the emotions of the past. So this is good news. You can't keep reliving the past. In the future, somebody is going to be like, but the past. But the past. Again, but the past. And you're like, no. We're never going to relive the past. I love the 80s. There's no way I'm going to get the 80s back. Okay? There's no better era than the 80s, in my opinion. That was a wonderful time. And it doesn't matter how much we fucking love the 80s, we can't just go bring it back. And we can try to relive the glory days by dressing like we're 80s, listening to 80s music. That's all Six of Cups. We're rekindling. We're revisiting fond memories of the past. There was no bell bottoms in the 80s. There was 0 bell bottoms in the 80s. None. Those are the 60s and 70s. Anyways, this could also be rekindling old memories with an ex. Getting back together with someone from the past and just, oh, can we start where we left off? Can we be who we were 10 years ago? Can we go back? Can we be who we were when we first started dating, you know? Can we get back to that together? The answer's no. It's nice to to remember all those things of the way it was, but we have to start living in the now. And we can create something beautiful right now. Okay, I'm going to use an example of lovers, and I'm going to pick Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. They were the bomb 20 years ago, right? What was it? The Benjen? Or what was their little dual name? I don't remember. Benifer? I don't know. Whatever. The point is, they were really fun, okay? They were a beautiful couple. They were fun. Everybody remembers them and their videos. They could get back into their relationship and be like, oh yeah, let's start where we left off. Let's just be Benifer. Let's be, let's this couple. But they're not. They're different people. And it's okay for them to reunite and be back together again. But they have learned and grown and changed. They've both been married. They've both had kids. They've both aged. They've both done different things in their career. And that's that. And yes, it's like, let's reunite. Let's get together. Let's talk about the past. That was so nice. And that was beautiful. But I'm not the same Jennifer. And you're not the same Ben. Let's get to know each other now. Let's see what we can build now. Let's see who we can be now. A whole new era. And that's what the Six of Cups in the future is referring to. It's like, it's okay to reunite with someone from your past. Just don't relive your past. And this is a happy card. It's not sad or, like 5 of Cups or anything. You guys are going to be in good spirits. You guys are going to be happy, reunited, affectionate, loving. This is a happy reuniting. This is a good card. Yeah, there's just a little, message there. Don't dwell on the past. Make sure that you're in the present. Okay? But there is going to be a reuniting with you and this watery person. Most likely Cancer vibes. And you guys are going to be okay. You guys are going to be okay because the Heavenly Father, Spirit, Creator, Source looks down on you and wants to give you guys healing. And this is a great healing of the past. And for those of you that are healing your inner child, the Six of Cups is like, yes, you are definitely healing the inner child. The inner child is being healed. Congratulations. In the future, you're going to make peace with the past. You're going to look at the fond memories, burn away the old bad ones, and just make peace and harmony with yourself and your inner child. So that's great news. For other people, let's say you have an enemy or you've got somebody that you want to get away from and deal with, and that's the person you're trying to move on and move away from. I feel like you're going to make peace with that person, and that's why Spirit wants you to sacrifice this decision, this rushed, I need to manifest this right now energy, and Spirit's like, give it some time. And I really feel it's 6 weeks. I know 6 of water is 6 months, but I really feel it's 6 weeks. And I feel like if something's going to get settled between two enemies or two people, I feel like you're going to have a blessing in June. There's going to be a big, beautiful blessing in June. June, whatever's going to happen, there's a surprise waiting for you in June. Let's see, January, February, March, April, May, June. Oh, 6 months away. Duh. January to June. Duh. I don't know why my freaking Mercury retrograde brain didn't figure that one out sooner. Fuck. Mercury cut me some slack, for the love of God. My God. Sometimes I surprise myself. Anyways, you guys are going to have a beautiful surprise waiting for you in 6 months. But there is a beautiful reuniting and healing that is going to be done within 6 weeks. You're going to be transformed in 6 weeks. I don't know if any of you guys are undergoing a 6-week makeover, or maybe it's not even in your plan or your sight at all. But in 6 weeks, something major is going to be happening. All right, I want to get some details now as we are here together. I'm going to use the Animal Tarot. Let's see. Can we please clarify the Hanged Man, which is who you're dealing with in the Celtic? Who are you dealing with? And what's going on with this person right now? Who are you dealing with? This one. The Moon. Cancer vibes. You got Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But mostly we have Pisces and the sign of Cancer for who you could be dealing with. But regardless of the signs, who you are dealing with has a lot more going on under the surface than meets the eye. There's some secrets that have not been exposed. They're trying to go inside themselves and trust their intuition. The moon could also just represent your mother. The moon is the mother in your birth chart. So the Hanged Man, Pisces, you could be dealing with a mother that needs to pause and reflect. Could be a mother-in-law, or perhaps you yourself resonate as this other person. But the owl is searching. We have someone that you're dealing with that is currently searching for answers, trying to figure out what's happening. Why am I being stopped? What are you trying to show me? This person's emotions are very high. There's a lot of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of emotions and frustrations. This person has a lot more issues than meets the eye. This person hides, keeps secret a lot of their feelings. Bottom of the deck is the 5 of Cups. And this is heartbreak and suffering and turmoil and regret and remorse, guilt, grief, and trying to move upstream. As you can see, the water is going around him. He's going upstream. This is an emotional battle that is going against the person you're dealing with. The person you're dealing with has caused a wound or a death in another person. And the person you're dealing with has to deal with that guilt, remorse, and grief. Because there is a relationship here that has recently just suffered. Probably you and this person's relationship that has just suffered at the hands of their emotions. And what's coming out to me is hurt people hurt people. And sometimes when you do not heal from a wound that is caused by another, you will bleed on people that never caused the wound. So we have someone that is bleeding all over you, hurting you because of a wound caused by another. And it's just trickled down. And that's what this person has to go inside themselves and see, that I am hurting our relationship, not because I have intense issues with you, but because I have unresolved issues from my past. And it's really not you. So, we're going to read that. The light of the moon makes everything look different. The trees seem to become bigger, and everything around them looks like an unknown landscape. The silence of the night only adds to the illusion of the changed world around you. The night seems like such a more different, scary place than in the day. Sometimes we can let our imagination get the best of us, scare us, frighten us, make us believe something's there that really isn't there. But the truth is that nothing has changed at all. Merely the way you see it has changed. Every night you see the outer world slightly differently. This is because your mind connects the changing light to the landscape of your current inner world. And if your emotions and this person's emotions are running high, then the darkness will only amplify their most intense fear. If your inner child and your inner world is calm, then you will welcome the moon and celebrate the cool silence that she brings. But how you see the moon is deeply connected to how you see yourself. Wow. So I don't know if this is a situation with your mom or someone you love, but the moon represents who you're dealing with. It clarifies the hanged man, and really it clarifies inner reflection more than anything. And Spirit says what is crossing you right now and what you need to look at and stop and see is how you are seeing things. They may not be the correct thing that you're seeing. You are looking in the dark and seeing a shadow that looks like a monster. But actually, it's just a tree. And you've terrified yourself to death and ran from this monster, but you need to calm the monster inside of you. You need to calm yourself. Whoever this is that's dealing with you, they need to calm themselves because they're blowing a situation up out of proportion. They are seeing something that is not real and that is not there. And I repeat, this is something that you could be dealing with, but more than likely, it's the person you're dealing with. That's what they're going through. And Spirit's like, remember, I told you I'm not going to let you 10 of fire, 8 of fire, messenger of fire, move on this until I've given this other person a chance to reconcile with you. It's like, I want you guys to make peace before you move on. And if this person's not ready to make peace with you, then so be it. At least we tried. If you're not ready to make peace with this person, then so be it. At least you tried. You know what I'm saying? Did I say that right? And so Spirit's like, you may be great at a lot of things, but you're not wonderful at your emotions and your feelings and your emotional maturity. I, Spirit Source Creator, am the emotional, how do you say it? I was going to say security, but that's not the right word. We'll just go with maturity. Spirit Source Creator is the mature source for emotions. And he or she is giving you the advice to get your shit together and mature emotionally. Because people make a lot of decisions rushed based on emotions that are probably based on a lack of healing, a lack of harmony, and a lack of seeing things for what they really are. So, in family and relationships, this card represents, just like the light of the moon changes, so too do your relationships. And just like the moon goes through cycles, so too will your relationships. Sometimes a relationship will be glowing brightly for all to see, and sometimes it won't. Sometimes it will be more important to keep things to yourself, and other times it will be necessary to share those dreams with that person. The moon asks you to see where you are in that cycle right now. Is it really time to be seeking guidance outside of your relationship? Or is it the time for the two of you to just be together, alone and away from the spotlight? This person that you're dealing with, you guys go through ups and downs. Recently, there's an emotional situation that has caused you to want to, I think, separate and lay this relationship down. And Spirit says, before you make that decision, be sure that this is not just a phase or an angry outburst or an insecurity. Make sure that you have reflected on your healing and your inner child and the knowing that this could be your last, that the memories you're making now with this person are lasting. And do you want to look back at this relationship like this? Or do you want to transform and change it right now? Do you want to heal this relationship and move forward in union, reunited? Or do you just want to make peace at least with this person and say, our relationship has shifted and we need to move on? 10-10. Whatever this is, Spirit says, I will not allow you to make a hasty decision and be successful with that. I really am causing a block and a hanged man. And that's what's going on with this Mercury retrograde. And by the way, that's 6 weeks. So within 6 weeks, this Mercury retrograde is going to want to make you hastily make a decision on something. And Spirit wants you to wait till Mercury retrograde is over. And my suggestion is this: 2 weeks before Mercury retrograde, it already starts. And 2 weeks after Mercury retrograde, it still exists. It's barely leaving. So just because Google says Mercury retrograde has started and ended does not mean that it's true. There is a beginning, a middle, which is the heavy cycle, and the end. The waxing, the full, and the release, the waning, okay? So this Mercury retrograde is going to go through a cycle, And you're going to have to wait till it finishes before this decision is made. And I really feel like a decision will be made within 6 weeks, possibly 8, but 6. Get ready to reflect, recharge, and look at these decisions. If the moon has shown herself in a health reading, if this is about your feelings and your well-being, she is asking you exactly, what exactly are you afraid of? There is a misconception that the more we clear and heal ourselves, the lighter the inner landscape becomes. Yet very rarely do people talk about how dark and murky it gets before you see the light. Right now, things may look very dark and very murky. This is a good thing. It means you have cleaned and cleared well. Keep going. Don't let fear of this darkness stop you. Understand that it is a cycle and keep moving. In the card journal prompts, it says, where in your current situation do you seem bigger than you are? And second, how do you feel about darkness when it shows up in your life? And third, what parts of your inner child and your inner world are you refusing to take notice of? All right. So Spirit's really not going to let you guys make this shift till you take notice of what's going on the inside. And again, I just want to say, a lot of us think we're healed, and half of us is, like a big chunk of who we are is healed, but not all of it. And the rest seems pointless, residual, a waste of time, because it feels like you've done the important work, you took a big chunk out of something, and you don't really need to deal with the rest. But Spirit is saying, listen, you've done good, but in order to complete this cycle, 10 major arcana, I'm really going to need you to go do the rest of the work. We can't, these are the fine tuning. We can have built the main structure, but without all the washers and bolts, it's not going to hold together. Right now, you guys are dealing with the washers and the bolts, which is tightening and putting all the screws in the right places for this structure to hold together and be steadfast. There's a lot of pain that you guys still need to deal with this 5 of Cups. Some major healing, and that's what you're going to be doing as far as work through the next 6 weeks. You guys are going to be doing a lot of work on grief work, healing inner child, journaling, transforming the body, and all of that. The water, my emotions, is a place that I know I can be safe. In this cool and flowing place, I can allow all my pain to just wash away in the water. I get to release all these things and feelings that I don't want to carry anymore. I get to clear away the old energy so I can take on something new. In the water,